moment, we just only review the trout fishery settled in Kienzang province, and in the next plan, we will go further, but we need the assistance from SIDEC and FAO in this regards. And regarding to the information and monitoring, we have developed data collection protocol. And actually, like Indonesia, we have the logbook programs, but the design of the logbook program just only for export the product to EU markets under the regulation of the EU. So itself for the project is not completely world consistent. That is the reason why we have the and also the logbook just only applies for the fishing vessel which have products to export. Develop the data collection protocol to be finished already, and we have planned next week, before the steering committee, we will conduct the training course for provinces in the data collection, both landing data and biological data for the package. And so also we have set the RAP, the indicator and framework like a circular for the trout fishery management. Because it is a process, it is a legal framework, and the process should meet the different ministries and different relevant agencies. Very big challenge for us when we have to set up the legal framework for under the framework of our project. And the second is because our agency is process of the changing the reorganization of the organization. So every year, I think every 2 years, we change the organization and we change the personnel. So just only make it the same, right? And the initiative of the circular is based on the working between our leader, the ministry, the minister, with the 28 coastal provinces. And based on the dialogue with the provinces, the issue of the trout fishery issue is a very big problem for the fishery resources. So coming from that point, our minister asked the fishery agency to develop the circular. And then we conduct the circular with the RAP and take comment from provinces and take consultation. Information support for that. This is a big problem.
The gaps, one is in-depth policy legal review. Two, socio-economic study or personalized profitability analysis. Three, engagement of key stakeholders.
Any queries? Okay, that's it.
No, because I know the Philippines is one of the key major of continuing the project, because you have a successful adoption of the juvenile attracted children, right? Even FAO, but did not FAO there. It's a fishery administrative order 237 already established and implement, but I heard that it may not continue.
What we have done actually is just setting up conditions on what should be the tools that we will be using in trying to negotiate the management plan to be endorsed and approved, including the science base. If you look at what we have been doing the first page, we have been heavy on doing some science base of what we want to include in our management plan. You look at it. So if you look later on after 2 years, we can look at what has been the change of that.
But what we have heard today, it seems that issue has become visible now. It's become visible because there are concerns. Most of the teams concerned about the logbook and data standardization. I do not know what is the purpose of this, but they have put their concerns. Now, it's made the goal of REBIC, the goal number 3 is now visible. You get my point? Okay. Number 2, I would like to ask Rick and Isra, maybe your advice. The Thai team have the intention to widen the networkings. One of the future plan that they want to do. Is this into the project goals? Is that suitable for the REBICS project goal or not, in order to widen the project stakeholders into a wider network? If they put this into the action plan, is that acceptable or not?
And my colleagues from SIDTEC may bore with me because I'm really the one who reject logbook. Was a written record by the Fishers. In my my personal opinion is unlikely to get the true information. You always end up, I don't know, almost all the case end up with a fake figure, because even read or write they are not happy already. Right? So mostly, if you have daily, even you pay some incentive, you say you collect weekly, they will write one day, fill up all the cell for you, and you make use of that. Am I right? And you still happy with that, with those information? I'm afraid of we cannot reach the standardized data. That's one point. And if you may use the record, you say somebody talk about simplification of the logbook, and I don't know whatever you call it. You can call that logbook even when you present some sheet and fill up. It's all you can call the logbook because you left it in. However, another point, if they cannot classify scientific name, that's another issue that I always raised. One option that can be done is a picture of the species rather than ask them to write. It's a list of picture, and then you think as much more. This is my way of thought. This is a simplify, not change from the 100 species to the shorter, but still have to write or read or classify by, oh, I cannot remember what it is the scientific name of this particular species. But picture, they can realize it, it can take it, and you can later on decode from the picture to your system. That is all. Okay?
What we were asking you to do is to identify the gap. All right? And also we would like to know what else to be done. What else is missing from what we planned. So there are many ways to do it. One way that you would like to do it is to ask them what you have done today and what gaps are there. Now, people will not be able to identify the gaps if they do not know what they are expected. So the gap is the one to determine whether they know or not what they are expecting to achieve. So it is helping them to analyze, not answer directly to your question, but to analyze and reflect back what really they expected. So we use the gaps analysis to help people to think what they really expect, or to test whether they know or not what they are going to. Because it's a simple formula. After minus before is a gap. They know before, they know the gap. This means they know the future, what they want to achieve. So this way, you make people think, whether they are thinking along the line than what you want them to think or not. So what we have found, what I have found personally from the view of the outsider is that you'll be able to identify the gaps because you are clear what you want to achieve. So congratulations, let's have tea. Action is how we achieve them. To identify realistic, measurable and achievable actions, we need to consider 5-6 points, okay? The first one, And Rick can correct me if I'm wrong. Within 3 months or 6 months, not less than that. Okay? So 3 to 6 you can put into the operational plan. All right. So the first characteristic of our I welcome comment, but later on. I don't know, more. The action that you are talking about cannot be done by one person. Identification of actions. Do not overconfident. Time bound within the 2 years that Rick said, or we can finish later. No problem. It's a kind of continuous activities that we can do. So it's a kind of a Rubik's time bound. And later on, after you fill up all the strategies, then you start filling in actions. Let's do it. We can do. Okay, 5 o'clock. Now I will send you the table that I present so that it will be easy to put into the table. Okay? So I need the email from one Imran maybe.